All right, sports fans, how's everybody out there doing? William Martin coming at you one more time here on YouTube with another edition of the 300 Pounds of Sports Knowledge Podcast. Madison Square Garden is starting to resemble Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, as the New York Knicks are racking up on having former Villanova Wildcats on their roster. Today, the Knicks signed guard Dante DiVincenzo to a 4-year deal for $50 million as he will be reunited in New York with two of his college teammates in point guard Jalen Brunson and swingman Josh Hart. Now, DiVincenzo has 5 years under his belt in the NBA, most recently with the Golden State Warriors, but he was also a member of the Milwaukee Bucks championship team a couple of years ago. Now, DiVincenzo has won at the pro level and at the collegiate level, as he was a part of Villanova's championship team along with Brunson in 2018. And then, of course, Brunson and DiVincenzo and Hart were all a part of that Villanova championship team back in 2016. Now, you look at it, and what the Knicks have right here are three disciplined players that know how to play in a system due to their time in college under former Villanova head coach Jay Wright. I talked about Josh Hart. He recently opted in for about $12 million this year to remain with the Knicks. And of course, once Hart opted in, it made it a lot easier for the Knicks to go out there and sway DiVincenzo to come to New York, as he's now going to be teaming, of course, with two of his college teammates. We saw the Knicks ship Obi Toppin to the Indiana Pacers today, and I talked about that. And I also talked about then the possibility of the Knicks signing Dante DiVincenzo, and here they are. Now, DiVincenzo will more than likely come off the bench, which is going to make that second unit for the Knicks that much stronger because you already have Hart coming off of that bench. Very versatile players in both of them. Both Hart and DiVincenzo can start. They're also solid off of the bench. You look at a guy like DiVincenzo for his career, he's a 42% shooter from the field. And he's a guy, he knows he has a lot of cohesion with Jalen Brunson. That's going to be important. And I think what you're going to see due to that cohesion between Brunson, Hart, and of course DiVincenzo, you're going to see a lot of sets with them on the floor together. It might not be a scenario where DiVincenzo and Hart start all the time, but I guarantee you they are going to get their minutes in this Knicks offense. And then on top of that, they're going to push some of those other guys as well. I talked about the cohesion with these three. I talked about the depth, and that's going to be important because you look at this Knicks team and they're trying to build off of their run to the second round of the playoffs this past season. Can the Knicks find a way to build off of that? We got to wait and see. To me, I think the biggest thing for the Knicks, and I know some people want to point fingers at head coach Tom Thibodeau. I look at the Knicks and they just need a guy or a couple of guys. Let's start with a guy who's going to be consistent and say, you know what, get on my back for 30 points tonight. The Knicks still don't have that, but I will give them credit as they are building depth. They are building a team, and let's see if they could take the next strides next season. I'm still going to be a little critical of the Knicks, parting with Obi Toppin because I do think that that young man has tremendous potential to do some things in the NBA. Obviously, it wasn't going to come to fruition in New York, but this, as far as the Knicks moving Toppin out of town, as well as declining the option for Derrick Rose, who signed with the Memphis Grizzlies, that freed up some salary for them to go out there and get DiVincenzo. A lot of Villanova guys in the New York area now, because once you factor in that Mikal Bridges, who was also a part of those championship teams for Villanova, is with the Brooklyn Nets. Of course, he went to the Nets as part of that Kevin Durant trade this past season for the Suns. So I guarantee you, Jay Wright is someplace smiling right now as his Villanova guys from the city of brotherly love have taken over the Big Apple. Three for the Knicks, one for the Nets, and DiVincenzo definitely will give the Knicks more versatility as they look to build off of last year's second round run. Let's see what the Knicks can do going forward heading into next season. So, folks, that is going to wrap it up. And as always, I want to take this time out to thank you for tuning into the 300 Pounds of Sports Knowledge podcast here on YouTube. I want to take this time out to thank all of you fine folks out there for tuning in. And if you have not already, please feel free to subscribe to this channel. Now, if you're on Twitter, please feel free to follow me at 300 Pounds of Sports. And like I always say, if you follow me, it'll be my pleasure to follow you right back. There's also the sports discussion group on Facebook at the Sports Depot 365. Now you can check it out. Drop a line and be a part of one of the better sports debating sites going on social media. So once again, fine folks, my name is William Martin, and I'm signing off. And I'm saying take care and have yourselves a wonderful day.